In this movement reset, we're going to connect with the ground to better sense our bodies. 10 movements, 90 seconds each. Take your time, sense, feel, connect, and if you need a little bit more rest, take it. We're going to start by getting down on our backs, knees bent, and we want to feel some heaviness down through the pelvis, the back of the heart, and the back of the skull. We're then going to take our hands and place them on the rib cage with a C grip. All we're going to do is maintain that heaviness through those 3 points that I just talked about and breathe into those hands nice and slow. So in through the nose and then out through the mouth with pursed lips. Keep rolling with that. I'm going to start the timer. "90 seconds starts now." So you can keep those elbows resting on the ground if you want to, but if they start to hover off the ground, that's fine too. We want to feel that width of the rib cage on the inhale, and then feel that compression and wrapping on the exhale. The important thing is I want you to let this happen. Let the breath fall in nice and slow. And then on that exhale, we don't have to be super forceful. Just sense the ribs close and wrap in the front. Slow with the breath. As you start to expand into some other areas, you might notice some tremors and shakes. That's fine. Maybe the breath gets a little choppy. You're exploring new territory. Okay, from there, you can either have your hands down at the sides, or you can place the backs of your hands, the palms of your hands into the ground as the fingertips meet your lower back. On the inhale, you're going to feel that heaviness through the tailbone and tilt the tail, creating space between your hands and the low back. And then on the exhale, you're going to tuck under and feel that heaviness into the fingers. So tilt, inhale, tuck, exhale. Trust the breath, trust the movement, trust that heaviness in those 3 spots of the spine. So we're sort of articulating on that lumbar area or that tailbone area, the pelvis, but we're also going to feel a little drag through the back of the skull and the back of the heart. Allow movement, or at least sensing that pressure in those areas. I'll give you a little bit more time on this one. Relax the face. Tapping into that breath. Allowing your breath to be a guide. Next, you're going to extend those arms down at the sides. Find a nice position where you feel like you can drive through the 3 points of contact with your feet. And you're going to inhale, reach the arms over the head as you go into a glute bridge, reach those hips up. And then exhale like you're fogging up a mirror. Coming down. So inhale up. Exhale down. So we want to feel that stretch through the points of connection on the rib cage as you come overhead. And this is going to be a lot of diaphragmatic attachments. So really allow that breath to support that. So inhale, in through the nose. Exhale. Nice integration through the whole body. Awesome. All right, so now we're going to go into X to baby. So check me out for a moment. I'm going to go nice and wide with the legs and create an X with my body with the arms as well. I'm going to sweep the top limbs here. Keep contact on the ground as the other limbs contacting the ground pull together into baby, and then inhale, reach those top limbs out and up and come back through that X. So exhale, baby. Inhale, open up, heavy through the ground in every single possible point as you pass through that X. Just think of that pull towards the center. Feel that pull towards the center. And then inhale and reach away from the center. Ooh. Okay, nice work with the X to baby. We're now going to flip it over. This is one where you may need a little rest, but we can always just hang out in positions and feel the stretch. So we're going to go forearms on the ground. We can keep thumbs up here. We're going to rock back into the hips and then pull ourselves forward. So drive through the forearms as you load the hips and pull back through the hips, and then pull through the elbows, pull through those lats as you rock forward. And you can play with the distance here. So you could walk out a little bit further, elongate the rock, get a different feel, whatever. But I want you to focus on driving pressure through those forearms so you get a good sense of that press and pull action. Active through the forearms, feeling that nice stretch through the lats. Maybe that's coming into the chest as well, the triceps. You can start to get into that little push-up as well if that's feeling available. Okay. Nice work with the Commando Rock. We're going to take it into that cross-crawl Superman that I know everybody loves. So down on the stomach, arms out overhead, forehead on the ground. I'm going to tuck those toes under, and I'm going to do my best to keep my arms straight. Opposite arm, opposite leg, coming back down. Marching tempo. And we don't want to think that we have to create a ton of tension here. Think about just feeling the shoulder and hip move or moving from that point, and then coming right back down. Breathing naturally. Think about that reach up, but also out in each direction. Just getting a little bit more length, supporting the body and the brain, and connecting opposite shoulder and hip. Keep working. Gotta be close. And wrist. Okay, we're going to take it into the kneeling spinal wave. So toes can be tucked under or flat on the ground. We're going to press back into that child's pose, active through the hands. We're going to drive and pull ourselves into flexion through the spine, rolling up one vertebrae at a time. Once those hips start to come through, we're then going to extend and stretch open, feeling length through the front of the body. Then tuck the chin, feel the front of the body start to shorten and the back of the body start to lengthen. Rolling back, load the hips, going right back into it. Use that breath. Taking your time. Checking in with how your spine is moving today. Let's get one more. Nice work. Okay, so little wrist work. So one thing that is often not trained with the wrist is all this deviation that happens. So what we're going to do is we're going to make some fists on the ground. Knees are going to be narrow. And then we're going to roll onto the heel of the hand and then going back through the forearm and then into the elbows, then drive through the contact points, rolling up, and then rolling and deviating the other way. So those elbow pits are facing forward. So I roll through the knuckles, come back, and then roll back. So if this is really tough, you're going to walk your knees in, and that's going to take some pressure off of that position. So adjust, find that position that allows you to load the wrists, but still feel like you're really able to feel the integration through the arm line. It's not getting stuck in any particular position. Make those adjustments. We got a few more seconds left. All right, let's rest there. Shake those hands out. All right. Next, we're going to go into a plank, and we're going to rotate. So, high plank. Check out my feet for a moment. So I'm going to roll, put more load through this arm. I'm going to open, come to the blades of my feet, open up to the sky, drive through this arm, replant the hand, roll through those feet. If you need a little bit more support in the plank, all you're going to do is just widen your feet out a little bit. You can still roll onto the sides. Focus on the pressure through that arm. We're not collapsing here. Create length in that rotation. Breathing through Again, if you need a little extra rest, take it. But if you're feeling like you can stay connected, I want you to challenge yourself. Keep working. 10 more seconds. Whew. Awesome. All right, so we got one more move. Let's stand up for it. Okay, so we're gonna widen out that stance, double shoulder width apart, toes slightly pointed out, and we're gonna start by chopping those hips back. So chop those hips back, load the back side of the body. Notice how I'm getting into a little knee bend. I'm gonna use that knee bend to allow me to get to the ground with my middle finger without rounding my back. So load those hips, keep pulling back, and you're driving through those 3 points of contact. A little bit of spread, finding those heels, pressing through the balls of the feet. Breathe in, big into the spine, big into the torso. Making those small adjustments. I want you to really press down through the big toe pad. You know what? Let's go ahead and lift those toes off the ground, drive through the balls of the feet, pull back through the hips a little bit higher. Breathe into it. Long through the spine, anchoring through the tail, lengthening through the crown of the head. Almost there. Breathe. Long inhales and exhales. Awesome. Let's go ahead and place those toes down, heavy through the head, still having a sense of that connection through the body, but just allowing the spine to wiggle a little bit here. Whew. Breathing, relaxing, reveling in that connection, coming on up. And you know the drill. We're just going to take it into a nice little bounce. Making that connection up through the feet, through the ankles, into the knees, the hips, up through the spine, into the face, a nice little smile. Let's go solid into the ground. Tapping into that connection through your center and letting go of any tension, any excess gripping that does not serve you. 2 more breaths just like that. Come into stillness. Breathe in. Being present with your body. And let's open those eyes. Awesome work with that ground reset. Take this presence and connection into your day, into your workout. I will see you next time. Stay smooth.